Dak Prescott just threw a touchdown. It's 24-6. The game is over. A dub is a dub. A win is a win. And every victory you get, you should be grateful. With that being said, I'm still largely unimpressed. The defense did its job today. The defense held one of the top offenses in the league to 6 points. That's impressive. They did give up quite a bit of yards. They were terrible on third down. But that's to be expected when you go against one of the top offensive teams in the league. And to still hold them to 6 points is extremely impressive. The defense, led by Dan Quinn, looked pretty good today. Not as good as previous weeks, but they look good nonetheless. The offense, it really doesn't matter who's quarterbacking, whether it's Dak Prescott or Cooper Rush. Our identity is the run game. Our strength is the run game. Our offense sputters when we try to put the game in the quarterback's hands or when we try to ask the quarterback to do too much. We need to stop that shit. The play calling was absolutely disgusting. It was pathetic for large portions of the game. Kellen Moore, I don't know what the fuck you smoking, but you need to stick to the damn run game. Dak Prescott was unimpressive, but he's coming back from injury, so he's going to have some rust. I get it. I'm not going to sit here and lambaste him today. Still, though, it doesn't matter who's quarterbacking. Our strength lies in the run game. Ezekiel Elliott still has the juice. 2 touchdowns today. Tony Pollard had over 80-something yards rushing today. This is our strength. This is what is going to win us games. This fucking run game. This two-headed monster in Zeke and Tony Pollard. They feed off of each other. This should be our game plan going forward. We can't rely on Dak Prescott. We can't rely on Cooper Rush. We can't rely on the quarterback. We don't have a Pat Mahomes back here. We don't have a Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. We don't have that. What we do have is Zeke, Tony Pollard, and a nice offensive line. Use it. Play to your strengths, Kellen Moore. The play calling in certain spots was so infuriating. Extremely infuriating. I'm like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck is going on here? I don't get it. And to struggle against the Detroit Lions at home, that's inexcusable. Now, of course, towards the end of the game, that's when things started opening up. That's when the gap started to widen. The Detroit Lions simply aren't ready yet. They're not ready for prosperity yet. They're not. But they've shown some flashes throughout the season and in this game. We did what we were supposed to do. We're 5-2 on the season. We got the Chicago Bears, another subpar team that we should beat handily next week here. Another 12 o'clock game. We should go into the bye week 6-2, and then after that we got the Packers. The Packers have been looking sluggish. They're still losing to the Washington Redskins as we speak. If Washington beats them, we have no excuse after the bye week. None. Games like this, even though we won, and we won handily, games like this don't fly against the Philadelphia Eagles. No pun intended. No pun intended. But games like this don't fly against the Eagles or the better teams in the league. We're going against a 1-4, now 1-5 team. This win is extremely unimpressive. Next week could be the same story. This does not work against playoff teams. Games like this, at best, can get you to the second round, the divisional round. Games like this does not get you to the championship game. Games like this doesn't take you to the Super Bowl. Games like this could potentially earn you a first-round exit, which we received last season against the San Francisco 49ers. Do not be unimpressed. Don't be impressed, Cowboys Nation. Don't get lost in the sauce. Don't get lost in the sauce right now. We have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of room for improvement. This was a terrible game. Don't focus on the score. If you focus on the score, you're going to be like, Cowboys put in work. If you watch the game, you understand how terrible the Cowboys were for large portions of this game. Terrible play calling. Terrible play on the field. Just wasn't great. And games like this aren't going to get you very far. We're just feeding on trash teams right now. Because even though the Lions have one of the top offenses in the league, their defense is at 32nd. 32nd across the board. So we know what we're dealing with. They're not one of the worst teams. They are the worst defensive team. That's why they're 1-5 right now. Feasting on these teams can get you to the playoffs, but it won't win you a playoff game. We have a lot of room for improvement, and I hope that I hope the second half of the season is better than this. I hope we can shore up holes. I hope we can fill in gaps. I hope we can tie up loose ends. Because this isn't going to get us very far. I'm just saying. I don't have much to say. It is what it is. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.